Hi, welcome to SmartATS. So today I'll walk you through the recruitment life cycle. And how SmartATS will assist you in automating each stage of the recruitment life cycle. This in turn improves the performance of the organization. So if we take a recruitment life cycle, any typical recruitment life cycle will have the following stages. It starts with job creation, and once the job is created, we will source appropriate talent, and once we source the talent, we will screen the talent, and then we schedule the interview for the particular candidate, and the candidate is passed through the interviews. He will be moved to the offered stage, and then once the offer is generated, they will be on the onboarding. So this is the typical recruitment life cycle stages. So now I will walk you through the I will walk you through the process. So in order to start with the job creation, first we need to onboard the clients. So how we do this using SmartATS? So first we need to go to the SmartATS URL link provided here. So now I will take to the URL. Once we click on the URL, we will be into the SmartATS webpage. So on the left hand side, you can see the menu bar. So in under this, we have a clients module. By clicking on this clients module, it will take you to this summary page. So we can see all the list of clients created here. So in order to create a new client, we have to click on this button on the right hand side. So by clicking on this button, a particular window pops up. So here, by filling all the mandatory information which are highlighted in asterisks, so like client name, point of contact, and contact number. So all the mandatory fields are filled. The add button will be highlighted, and by clicking on that, we can create the new client. So once the client is created, it will be displayed in the summary window. So we can go into one of the clients. So by clicking on one of the clients, it will take you to this detailed page. So here, for any particular client, they will have different departments, and there will be different point of contacts for each department. So in order to maintain the point of contacts, so we have to click on this button which is shown here. So by clicking on that, we can enter all the point of contact information like contact name, contact number, and email ID. And when the mandatory fields are filled, the add button will be highlighted, and we can create a contact. So once the contact is created, it will be displayed in the summary window. So we can create multiple contacts, and all the contacts will be displayed one below the other here. So this is about client creation. Now I'll go back to the documentation. So now we have learned how to create the client. So in order to go through the detailed client management, you can use this link given here. It will take you to the detailed client management information and a video link. So this is all about client creation. We can also use this link here, which has a detailed video and documentation regarding client. So as a client is created, now I will show you how to create the job. So in SmartATS, we have two different options to create the job. So it is quick requisition, and the other is detailed requisition. So now I'll take you to the URL how you do this. So in the URL, you can see the menu options. Here there is a job requisition. So under the job requisition, it will take you to the summary window by clicking on that. So here we have on the right corner two different buttons. So one is for quick requisition, that is for the add requisition. So by clicking on the quick requisition, this single window pops up. We need to fill in all the mandatory information like client name, job title, job experience, so and the brief description about the job. So once all the mandatory fields are filled, this create job order will be highlighted. By clicking on that, we can create a new job. This is about quick requisition. Once the job is created, it will be displayed in the summary window. So there is another option called add requisition. By clicking on it, it will take you to this window. There are multiple pages we need to fill for the detailed requisition. So first it starts with the client details, and next it is job details, next is the required skill set, and then we can review the details filled in the last tab. So once we fill all the mandatory information, which is with the asterisk, the next button will be highlighted, and by clicking on that it will take you to the next page. This is how we fill the detail requisition. At the end of this review job order, there will be a create job order button. So by clicking on that, we can create a new job. So this is about job requisition creation. So now I will go back to the documentation. So we have a detailed video and documentation for creating job profiles. So we can use this link for detailed understanding of this. Now we will learn how to create a candidate. So for in SmartATS we have multiple ways. It provides us with multiple ways to create the candidates. So one is via dialog, and the second is by using the Excel template, or we can also use the resume parser, and there is another option for called the SmartATS plugin. So all these options we can use for creating the candidate. Now I'll take you to the URL. So in the URL you can see there is a candidate pool. So by clicking on the candidate pool, it will take you to this candidate page. So here all the candidates who are already existing are displayed here in summary page. On the right corner you can see multiple buttons. One is upload resume. This is resume parser option. We can upload the resume by choosing file, and then by clicking on the upload, it will system will automatically read the resume and create the candidate based on the information from the resume. So this is about resume parser, and the next option is template upload. We can upload any Excel template where we have the list of candidate information. So based on the candidate information, multiple entries can be created for the candidates automatically by the software. There is another option called add candidate. This is like we can fill in information and upload the resume. A candidate can be created. So by add button will be highlighted once you fill the mandatory information. So this is how we can create the candidate. So once the candidate is created, they will be displayed in the summary window. So this is about creating the candidate. We will go back to the documentation. So a detailed candidate creation process is explained here in on this link. So it has a detailed video as well. You can go through this for more information. So as of now, we created clients, we created candidates, and we have created the job profile. So now we have the required information. So for any given job, we need to source the candidates and submit the candidate. So now we learn how to do that. So once we have the job profile, we need to apply a suitable candidate for that position. So I will show you in the URL how we do that. We can do that in two ways, either from the job requisition detail page or from the candidate pool. So when we go to the job requisition, here if we choose any of the job position, by clicking on that, it will take you to the detail page. Here we have we have this add applicant option. So on the right hand side, by clicking on that, it will give us option for internal submission and client submission. So we can submit the candidate for this particular position by clicking on the internal submission. We can select the applicant applicant name, and by clicking on the submit button, it will go for the recruiter's respective manager for approval. This is for internal submission. We can also do this from the candidate pool. By clicking on the candidate pool, we can select any particular candidate, and under this we can see a button called submit to job on the right hand side. So it will give a similar option for internal submission, client submission. By clicking on this internal submission, similar window pops up. Here we need to select job. So we can select this job and apply for the candidate by clicking on the submit button. So this is how we submit the candidate for a particular job. So now I'll go back to the documentation. So we have learned the two ways of submitting the candidates. So this is about internal submission. So once the candidate is submitted, the candidate will appear in his or her recruiter's manager for approval. So manager can approve the particular candidate in two ways, either from the sourced candidate in the detailed job window or from the approval summary window. So I will take you to the URL. So as of now, we have submitted this candidate for a particular job. So if we go for the job detail page, and if we go into this particular job window, there is a sourced candidate option. So by clicking on the sourced candidate, we can see. So if we see a particular candidate is appearing here for the approval. So manager can approve this candidate by clicking on this approve button. So by clicking on the approve button, this window pops up. Here we can send this candidate for the clients via email. So this is how we do this approve candidate option. So we can also do the same thing from the approve submissions. So under the approve submissions also we can see there is one option available to approve this. So by clicking on this, similar window pops up, and we can send this candidate for client submission. So this is about approve submission option. So once a candidate is submitted for the particular job, here this candidate will appear in the recruitment pipeline. So we can see if any particular job we can open, and we can see all the candidates who are in the pipeline, and so all the sourced candidate list will be given here, and the status can be seen. This gives an overall picture for the recruiter. So what is the stage of each candidate? So we can the recruiter is allowed to change the status of the particular candidate from offer to interview, or so any stage can be modified from the sourced candidate window. So I will show you in the URL how to do this. So under the job requisitions, if we open any particular job, we can see all the candidates who are sourced for this job in the pipeline stage here. And so under the sourced candidates, we can see multiple candidates who are in the. So now I'm just submitting this candidate for the client. So now this candidate is submitted for the client. So recruiter is allowed to modify the stage of this candidate from interview, shortlisted, or offered. They are allowed to modify the stage. Based on the stage they are modifying, if the candidate is in the offered stage, we can see multiple buttons are highlighted. So now we are allowed to generate the offer also. So once the offer is generated, this will turn into green, and we can view the offer also from using this button. So preview offer can also be seen. So this will display the offer generated. So now I'll go back to the documentation. So now we have seen how to change the state of the candidate, and also how to generate the offer. So if you see here, similarly, when the candidate is in offer stage, by clicking on the button, we can generate the offer. Once the offer is generated, this button will turn into green, and by clicking on the eye icon, we can view that offer which is generated. So once the candidate is moved to offer stage, they can be displayed in the onboarding window. So I will take you to the URL. So in the URL you can see there is an onboarding option. So by clicking on this, all the candidates, you can see this particular candidate who is in the offered stage is displayed here. So all the offered candidates will be displayed here, and in order to this here from onboarding, we can request the particular candidate's documents by clicking on this request documents.